Chris Brandt here. I have started slicing some apples. I decided I was going to make an apple crisp today. So it is the day before Halloween, and we love Halloween. We love our spooky season, I guess. And so I just decided I have some apples, and I'm going to make an apple crisp, and you can join along. I'm not sure. I know some people prefer apple pie. They don't really do the apple crisp. You can always comment and let me know what your favorite is. That would be fun. I use green apples because I like the tartness of the green with the sweet from the sugar and the brown sugar, and it just kind of all works well together. But I know some people like to use the red apples, so it's just a preference, whatever you like, whatever you would like to use. It's all good. It's all a yummy dessert. And then we put a little ice cream, a little dollop of ice cream on ours after it bakes. So I've already got my oven on and everything. This isn't a how-to or how to make this. It's just a fun thing that I'm doing while I'm going to be talking to you guys. It's a Wednesday, and we are going to, my husband and I have, we're going to go to a restaurant tonight, one of our favorite restaurants. They're having a pumpkin carving and a Halloween costume dinner. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll get to carve some pumpkins and have some good dinner. And we've just met a lot of great people since we've moved here. We love the restaurants. There's several restaurants that we love to go to. This one is, it's called Stone Summit, and it's great atmosphere, great food, and we're just really looking forward to it. We don't really this will be our first year in a long time of actually having to get Halloween candy to give out for kids, because we've just always lived in areas that there weren't a whole lot of kids, or like the last house that we lived in, it was an older home and kind of a Victorian home, and there just weren't a whole lot of little ones that came by. So we never really, but so we're kind of excited. This year's kind of going to be totally different. We're in a different place. We're loving where we're at. I don't really have anything major to talk about. It's kind of windy here. The weather's kind of very Halloweenish. Temperature's getting ready to change and go to the cold. It's kind of been on and off here. And then also here in Missouri, we do have the time change, which a lot of people don't like. I don't mind it. I really don't. I like when it gets dark earlier, and it kind of sets the tone for the changing of the seasons and the holidays, and getting ready for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And it gets cold, so there's not a whole lot to do in the evening if it was lighter, longer. Plus, our Halloween lights get to come on a little bit earlier than what they have been. So that's our fun. Well, I think we lose an hour. We fall back, so whatever that means. I know at one point you lose an hour, and one time you gain an hour. I know a lot of people get really sad when it gets darker earlier. But like I said, I'm not one of them. I kind of like it. I like when it gets cold and we can have a fire in the fireplace and be kind of cozy. And then that way I'm ready for the summertime when it comes, the spring and the summer. I don't know. I love fall and winter. And spring is good, but usually spring here, it just goes right into the hot weather. So we don't have much of a spring. It's just kind of from winter right into hot summer. But I like the summer. I don't have anything against it. It's just I just don't like being hot. So because it takes a little bit more to cool off than it does to warm up, in my opinion. I'm just gonna chop my apples. So the little recipe that I have here says I can do about 8 to 10 apples. And I already know that, you know, whenever it looks like a lot of apples, but it's gonna cook down. It's like when you make a big pot of fresh green beans, you know, you get a big pot and it's like almost over to the top. And then you come back after they've been simmering for a little while and you're like, what happened to all the green beans? Well, they all cooked down. So that's the same thing that happens with the apples. So it might look like a lot, but once we get it in there baking, it's gonna cook down. So I really enjoy cooking. I'm not much on the baking, but I do like to make things like this. I like to cook like meals. That's one of my favorites. And I used to have the Food Network used to be running on a loop here in the house. I don't really watch that much anymore. Since we moved, we've just been busy doing other things. So I have some of my favorite chefs that I would follow and things that I would like to do. And I do really like, one of my favorite chefs was Ree Drummond. She is the Pioneer Woman, and I just really enjoyed watching her. I watched her a lot during COVID. I thought it was wonderful how her kids were the videographers, and she was able to continue to, you know, do everything normally. Didn't have to do anything remotely or whatever. So it was just it kind of made everything seem like it was still going regular. But I do get some of her stuff. I do like to use her knives. I've always used a certain brand. I've loved Pampered Chef all my life. But since I've gotten to use these are really, really nice. Really good knives, good quality. I have some of her cookware, and so yeah, little boost there for her. I do about eight or 10. I'll probably do 10 because I think I had 12 apples, so I'll probably do 10 because they do cook down, and then I will start working on the crumble. I know there are easier methods to cutting up apples, but I kind of decided I would do it the old-fashioned way, the Pioneer way, with a knife and a peeler. I do have some of those fancy gadgets that peel, cut, chop, core, everything all at one time. You just spin the thing around. My daughter was asking me about that this morning. Don't you still have that? And I said, yes, I do. I just, you know, with just moving in and getting things settled, that wasn't one of my priorities. So I'm able to do it this way. I have my little garbage bowl here. I have also had apple pies and these things where they leave the peel is left on. I prefer it with the peel off. I don't know why. I think it's just the way I've always had it. So the peeling on just kind of gives it a different texture, but I do know a lot of people prefer it that way, and that's awesome. Because I know probably some of you guys are like, you don't have to peel those, but I just do. Now I'm gonna do the cinnamon. Do cinnamon. I love cinnamon. And then I'm gonna do sugar and some water. A half a cup of sugar. Half a cup of sugar. We're gonna pour that over the apples. Always forget these don't fit in there. Come on. Doesn't have to be exact science, so, because we love cinnamon, so. All right. It says nutmeg, but I don't remember ever putting nutmeg in it. And then I'm also going to do a half a cup of water. Pour that over that. And then I'm going to get this, and we'll just kind of get that out of the way. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I absolutely love cinnamon. I put cinnamon in my coffee in the morning. It's supposed to be really good, and it tastes really good. I put cinnamon and vanilla in my coffee. Some people might think that's a little crazy. I don't. I used to get the creamers that were all of that, but the creamers kind of started not agreeing with me. So I kind of made my own. I do almond milk. That's the liquid. Okay, so that's all done. There we go. Now I'm going to make the crispy part. I use, this is Bisquick, so that's what I use. And then I use a stick of butter. Probably going to need a bigger bowl. Stick of butter kind of softened, not totally softened. Let me use this bowl here. Put that in there. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of put these in full stick of butter. What kind of things do you all like to do? I mean, do you go apple picking? When my girls were younger, in preschool and kindergarten and all that, they used to go apple picking every year. That was a fun trip that we all used to do. And I really enjoyed it. And then we would also do pumpkin picking as well. I don't do that much anymore, just because I don't have my kids here with me. Maybe with my new grandbaby, when he gets older, maybe we'll go do that. That would be fun. We do go get pumpkins, and then we carve pumpkins. So we're going to be doing that later today here at home for ours, so that we have those for tomorrow. And then there's a cup of sugar, lots of sugar. Never realized this was so sweet. My mom was a really good cook. I think I kind of took after her with the not baking as much, because she really didn't do a whole lot of baking per se. She just, so I like cooking like chili and roasts, and those are the kind of things that my mom made. Although my mom was one, they liked their meat to be well done, and I don't. So when I was growing up, I didn't eat a lot of meat. I don't know that you would say I was absolutely vegetarian, but I just didn't eat a whole lot of meat, because I just thought I didn't like the flavor of it. To me, it was tough, but that's how they liked it. So as I got older, I started to try different meats I didn't realize that you could have a medium or a rare, or I didn't realize that was an option, because my parents just liked everything well done. It couldn't be pink anywhere, nothing. So that's kind of how I grew up. Everything was, yeah. But my mom was a really good cook. She made great vegetable soup. That was one of my favorite things that she made. She did make great fried chicken. That was wonderful. And we used to have cornbread. She also used to make one thing that we used to have. It was like everybody. Once my siblings got older, everybody would come back, and my mom would make salmon croquettes, and that was kind of I still to this day love that. I can't make them the way she did. They don't taste the same. I can make them, but they just don't taste the same as my mom. So, and I think that's just because that's how we grew up, and things just don't taste the same. My vegetable soup doesn't taste the same. I mean, I don't think I'd ever be able to replicate how she made it. But yeah, my mom was a really good cook. That was one thing my dad had said, that he loved the way she cooked, because my grandmother, my dad's mother, I believe, was French. So she cooked with sugar a lot. And when my dad met my mom, he was introduced to more savory, like salts, peppers, onions, onion powder, onion or garlic, and kind of got that. So that he really loved the way my mom cooked. Not that he didn't love the way his mother cooked, but I'm not sure she cooked too much, because I don't remember my grandmother, his mother, my dad's mother, cooking that much. But so in this is the crumble that's going to go on top of the apples once I put everything in the baking dish. So what I put in there is Bisquick, butter, a stick of butter that's kind of softened, and then it kind of gets a little bit and you want that. You don't want that all smooth and everything. I put some sugar and I put some oatmeal, and then you mix it together until it's crumbly. And then you combine everything. So I'm going to step over here and I'm going to get my dish. And I think I'm supposed to put some butter in the bottom of that. So I am going to get my butter out here. And it does say butter the bottom of the dish. So that's what I'm going to do. It's just for not sticking, I guess. I think it's going to be kind of got some juices in there. So there we go. And now I'm going to dump all these apples. Hopefully I don't have too many apples. Oops. It said 8 to 10, so I did 10. I did the maximum amount. Okay, and this actually, we used to make this, I don't know, I might have gotten this recipe from my sister Peggy, maybe. She's a great cook, and she loves to bake as well, so she's kind of an all-around. I'm not as much with the cookies, and I have to admit that I will get the already pre-made Nestle cookies that you just kind of break off and put them on the pan, and hey, they're Nestle. So now I'm putting this on top, right like that, and it'll drop down in there. Oops. All right, and that's really about all there is to it. And then this bakes for about a half an hour. Okay, now we're gonna put it in the oven. And the oven is at 375 for about 30 minutes. I usually check it. A little bit before that, just to make sure. Every oven is a little bit different, so it just depends on what oven we were using at the time that this was baked. So, and that's about it. Now I have to clean up my mess, and we'll check back with this in about 30 minutes, and I'll let you see the finished product. Let's see if it's ready. I think it's ready. Ooh, it's all bubbly. bubbly. Look at that. Yum. Close that up. So here it is. It's all bubbly. It's all, ooh. So I think I'm gonna try a little. I know it's gonna be super hot, but I think I'm gonna try a little. Not much. Oh my gosh, look at that. And I use a big spoon because I wanna be sure I get a lot. Look at that. Ooh. Then I am going to put a little bit of ice cream next to it. Not much. Look at that. Mm-hmm. Oh, I can't wait to dig in. All right, give me a little spoon. Some ice cream. Gotta make sure I get some apple. Oh my gosh, this is so good. This was so fun. It's a really easy recipe, but it was also fun just to kind of do this. Gotta let it cool just a smidge. Otherwise you go. Oh my gosh. So good. Crunchy little bits on the top. Wow, this is gonna be so good for tomorrow night's Halloween. It was great being with you guys. See you later.